welcome to the Quantum Astrology Show with your host, Julie Simmons. That's me. I'm delighted to have you back. Today, I think I would like to talk about the Cardinal Cross. Many people have heard about this Cardinal Cross thing that's happening, and the world certainly is heating up. There's certainly a lot of events happening as we come to the middle and the end of March that are causing people to have enough anxiety to turn towards astrology, even if they never thought about it before. So I'm going to look into the Cardinal Cross with you. And before I do that, I'd like to show you something. This book is called The American Ephemeris for the 21st Century. And it has every day from the year 2000 till the year 2050, so it's not the whole century, it's only half. It has every day in there. So everybody who's born between the year 2000 and the year 2050 is in this book already, even though they haven't been born yet. So all the events and things, and all the astrological pictures and geometric forms of the planetary relationships and alignments are in there. So that's the book that astrologers use when we're trying to figure out what's happened or what's going to happen or what is happening. So this Cardinal Cross is a very interesting configuration. It has to do with 4 planets. So planets are like actors in a play. And each planet that I'm going to talk about is in a cardinal sign. So we have one planet, which is Uranus, in the sign of Aries, which is cardinal and fire. So it's a very impulsive kind of energy. Cardinal means it's the first sign of every season. And then we have Jupiter in Cancer, which is a cardinal sign, but it's water. It's the first sign of summer, and it's about productivity and making sure that everybody has what they need. And then we have Mars in Libra, and Mars, of course, is a planet of aggression and assertiveness, and it can be a planet of war, but it's in Libra, which is a sign of negotiation and relationship, and you and me having to work out an agreement. And then we have Pluto in Capricorn, which is also a cardinal sign, which is the first sign of winter. And Pluto in Capricorn is about how we use our resources. You know, Pluto in Capricorn has a lot to do with who's going to have the oil and who's going to have the water. And, I want it to come this way, not that way. So it's a very heavy controlling principle. So we have Uranus and Aries saying change right now, impulsive. We have Jupiter in Cancer saying people have needs. People need food and clothing and shelter. And then we have Mars in Aries saying, I don't know, let's have a little argument about this. I don't know if I like the way you're doing it. And then we have Pluto in Capricorn, which is behind the scenes control of the resources. So these are the 4 planets in the Cardinal Cross. And 2 of them, Uranus and Pluto, which are very slow-moving planets, started into this half of the cross, like a square, in 2012, and they don't really finish doing their thing with each other until 2015. But in a little bit in 2013, but more in 2014, these other 2 planets, Mars and Jupiter, have sort of dialed themselves in to the Cardinal Cross, and this is very intense in the month of April. And even into the month of May, and even into the month of July, if we want to get, sticky and specific about it. So, in my ephemeris, what I know is that there is a new moon on the 30th of March, and that new moon is in Aries. And in a way, all the things that the Cardinal Cross represents, all those things I just mentioned, they're all things that are already happening on the planet. And as we step into the Cardinal Cross, there's probably an acceleration and a concentration and a more intensity, who needs it, but more intensity around around what these energies are. And then we'll know what happens, and then we'll be on the other side of it, hopefully, and inevitably on the other side of it. So it's not like I think, it's just going to be a bad month and we'll pass through it. I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't really know how, I was talking last time about how many angels can stand on the head of a pin. I don't know how many idiots can stand on the head of a world crisis and not work it out. That's not something I know. But I can just see how the astrological configuration is. So if you go to my insights, my monthly insights on my website, I do every day that there's an exact aspect, I indicate it and I give a little description of what I think it means. But I'm not aiming my descriptions at whether or not, something will happen in the world. I aim my my descriptions towards us humans who aren't really controlling world events and who have to navigate them anyway and who have to live our lives. So to my mind, these cardinal signs are all about leadership. Each cardinal sign, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, wants to lead in a particular way according to the element that it's part of. And so it's like we have 4 really bossy indications here saying, no, this is the way to do it. No, this is the way to do it. And so the issue is leadership. And I don't know, I think the issue for each one of us in our own life is leadership. How we take charge and direct and engage with the challenges in our lives that will lead us in one direction or another. Now, in some areas we have agency. We can make choices that really make a difference. And in other areas we have to negotiate with powers that are greater than us or people we don't like or, all those kinds of things. And those things are all there in the Cardinal Cross. And it's an interesting combination because the Uranus in Aries basically says just do it, just like blast through it, just make the change and pay the price later. But the other 3 planets, not maybe Mars and Libra could say, yeah, okay, let's just clobber each other and get over it. But truly the other 2 planets are trying to hold the tension. So what we need to know is whatever the weather is and whatever the politics are and whatever the circumstances are in these days of this Cardinal Cross, that we need to empower ourselves to be the person that takes charge of our own experience in terms of deciding whether or not we can just barrel on through, if we have to negotiate, how we can conserve our resources, and also, maybe the most important part is, how much are we willing to share with others who are also in need or who have similar circumstances that we can help. So that's my take on the Cardinal Cross. I get emails regularly saying, how's the Cardinal Cross going to affect me? And there, you have to know the exact degrees in your chart to know if you're really getting a personal hit from the Cardinal Cross. But it's probably safe to say that people who are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn are going to be feeling this tension fairly intensely. And you are the people who are meant to be leaders in this world, more or less, depending on the sphere in which your life happens. And in that sphere of influence that you exist in, this is a time when you need to step up and be a leader. But it's true for all of us that's what these times are about. So I hope that helps with the Cardinal Cross, and thank you very much. And here's my little kitty, who
introduce.
You can't see him unless I bring him up here, and he's not going to stay probably. I personally think my kitty is a Virgo, not a Libra. But anyway, that's what you just heard. Bye.